And we are gone. What's going on with everybody, man? It's your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Green Dungeon, giving it to you real raw, rugged, and I got a very, very special guest on the other line. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. Who we got here today?
Hey man, it's the young goat there to say the truth, YGtut, man, and we in this hole once again, you know what I'm saying? New album out in my head. Go check that if you haven't already. We just getting started for real, for real.
Hey, man. Before we get into this, how you doing today, man?
I can't complain, man. I went and worked out this morning. I've been doing a lot of boxing lately and shit like that, so that shit whooped my ass this morning. I ain't even gonna lie. He had us in this hot ass warehouse and shit. My whole shirt was sweaty.
You finna beat a nigga ass?
Nah, bro, it's just like good exercise and shit. Like I usually run, like running usually my thing, like cardio and shit like that. I do like 6 miles in a day, like and stuff like that. But I kind of started falling off that, so I was like, bro, I need something. I felt like I needed something a little more challenging. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I picked up boxing, but I fuck with it. It's like a help you get out your anger and shit. You know, all that good shit.
Not rock with boxing. I'm a big sports fan, so I feel like the only time I feel like some toxic masculinity coming. Boy, I watch a UFC fight. Boy, I get ready to. Boy, I be in that bitch. I be in the full body mirror, hit one of these. You feel me,
Yeah, that
man?
shit be crazy, fool. Like, a lot of niggas think they can fight like that, bro, but they really don't, bro, because, like, it's like a whole nother technique that come to it, like you being on the ball of your foot, like your stance, you sitting in the chair, bro, how your hook come like this versus if it come like this, if you keep your hand up, that's gonna keep you from being knocked out. Like, so it's like a lot of levels to that shit. That's why I like boxing too, bro, because it just make you a tighter fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Can I start this off with a story about fighting before we get into this? Because I want to get into everything, but you just made me think of a classic story I don't think I've ever shared on here.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, and within Florida, there is a inmate legend, nigga named Junkie Jit. Now this
Junkie
nigga
Jit.
Junkie Jit, Jit, Jit. So I don't. This nigga, like, you ever hear a story and it's like a Paul Bunyan type story. I be thinking this nigga can't be real sometimes. The stories I done heard about this nigga. I heard stories that this nigga had to fight 3 people, and this nigga was like ducking, running on the wall, doing all
Crazy.
type of just crazy shit. One of the craziest stories I ever heard is they said Junkie Jit walked in the nigga's cell, and it was a Haitian nigga asleep, and he woke up the Junkie Jit in his cell trying on the Haitian nigga shoes. So the Haitian nigga like, why are you putting on my shoes right now? Junkie Jit said, oh, my fault, bruh. Knocked the nigga out with one punch, and then just walked out with the nigga's shoes.
Oh, my fault, man.
Bro, Junkie Jit is like 5'5" from what I hear. He's not a big nigga whatsoever, but they say like when Junkie Jit come in the room, like he like Debo, like niggas, oh shit, but like tuck you, and it's so crazy to me. So
That's funny as hell.
with all that said,
Shout out Jacksonville.
bro, with all that said, I have been thinking, one, that nigga Junkie Jit get out of fucking prison, I might have to put that nigga in a 360 deal, bro. I gotta manage this nigga and get this nigga to the moon, man, because this nigga sounds crazy.
That nigga's lethal. gotta get him on something, man. You need to get him on the celebrity boxing matches or some shit, man. Get fans out here. Hey, I was looking at old videos of Kimbo Slice the other day, bro. And I was really, first thing I thought was like, damn, bro, is bro really that bald? Dude, this nigga just cut his shit like that, like to look more crazier. But like this nigga, bro, he was a real lethal nigga too. But we was talking about how he went to like UFC street, like from street fighting, and he wasn't as good of a UFC fighter as he was a street fighter. Like in the streets, he was whipping niggas' asses, bro. But like it was just like he didn't have no technique. Like if a nigga do a Superman punch to this nigga or a flying over the head kick or some shit, bro, knee to the nose and shit like that while you standing straight the fuck up, this whole shit over with. Like, you know what I mean? So,
I think
that's what.
Kimbo is I just want to say Kimbo is a very good example of like niggas who grew up with that were probably like lethal with their hands, and you think like, boy, this nigga need to be a boxer, this nigga need to be in a UFC or something, but then you really find out like, bro, this nigga is so crazy in the streets, but if he get into MMA or a boxing level, he a average, below average fighter, and it's so crazy. Like them niggas are really elite, bro.
Shout out Kimbo Slice, bro. They really should have put my nigga on Street Fighter, like for real, like the street Kimbo Slice with the fucked up receding hairline. That nigga deserve a spot on Street Fighter, bro.
Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice, man. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Kimbo Slice, man. Florida legend. I see you say shout out Jacksonville. Have you ever been down here before?
Yeah, I got a homie. Actually, yeah, it's funny. I got a homie down there in LA that I grew up with. And I don't know. He really like a brother to me type shit, bro. But he just got out of jail like this past weekend.
Really? Shout out to bruh.
Yeah, bro. Just he beat a body, man. Shout out to him.
Hey man, dog just jumped, man. Shout out, bruh, man. Dog just jumped, man.
Yeah, I think it was self-defense anyway, but I ain't even trying to get into bruh.
For sure. Nah, shout out to bruh. But nah, it's crazy because you from Tennessee, Chattanooga, right?
Yeah.
So Chattanooga, and it's so interesting because me and my homeboy Rari, we talk about like the differences between southern cities, the difference between the South and the North or whatnot. Being in Tennessee, is there any other place in the South that you have felt was more similar, or do you think Tennessee is like just a world of its own?
Niggas don't believe me, bro, but I think the closest that we are in comparison to, bro, gotta be like, out of the places I've been, we like a smaller Atlanta, or bro, like maybe like a little small Nashville or some shit like that, like in a sense too, bro, like just because they're like, hey, bar life, we like an Atlanta and Nashville mix. Well, like the Nashville probably more prominent, if you ask me, bro, but like these niggas have started trying to get more of a black scene out here and shit because, you know, niggas popping and we got music and shit. So they've been trying to open up like black clubs and like shit like that, but like they ain't been able to keep a lot of them open because niggas be shooting the shits up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is, bro. But I would say that it's like a mix in between Nashville and Atlanta. Like, it's like the best of both sides. Like, kind of like we got food as good as like the shit in Atlanta. Because Nashville, if you know, bro, like Nashville don't really got a lot of good food up there, nigga. They got a couple cold restaurants, bro. Y'all cooks ain't shit, bro. I said what I said, I stand on. But like we got the bar scene, like how Nashville got though. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody here like to go out like on weekends or like at night and just go to like the bars, like whether it's CVC or College, Cigar Lounge. All these places is bars to me though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just like no, you know, bigger cities they be having like crazy clubs, be upstairs, downstairs, all kind of shit.
Everything I hear about Tennessee, it reverts back to like some very amazing food. I've never been, but I hear like y'all food is crazy.
It's top tier, bro. I can't even lie to you, bro. And I don't really think niggas want to fuck with Chattanooga when it comes with the chicken, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got our own chicken house down here and shit, bro. Shit real official, bro. Smell chicken all downtown and shit like that. So, yeah, you go somewhere and get some chicken down this motherfucker. I like the feed. They be having, like, good fried chicken. You get, like, fried chicken salad or something like that. Change your whole life up.
Okay, I'm going to have to write that down, the feed. I'm going to have to... That's in Chattanooga?
Yeah, they official, bro. And then they got these wings, bro. It's like buffalo white wings, but they, like, deep fried, nigga. They fried the wing and then put the buffalo sauce on the fried wing, bro. That's crazy. That sounds
like a diabetic coma waiting to happen. That sounds amazing. You know what I'm
saying?
You feel me? I'm gonna have to tap in for real.
Niggas need that, bro. Niggas need that.
Hey, you know what a nigga needed? A nigga needed the cosign you gave me back in the day. So let's go back to the very beginning. So the very beginning, I'm on this website called Kanye to the KTT, and I want to say they were the ones who put me on to you. And I think the thread might have been like, if you like,
I remember Kanye to the, bro. Like I used to.
Shout out to Kanye.
Bloggers one time, like the real people who like follow a nigga like from the beginning of his career, like to like the evolutions and like all that shit, bro. Like because like a lot of niggas, bro, they be out here and they just be like throwing niggas albums out there. They don't know shit about a nigga, and then they want to give a review or a reaction about the shit, but you ain't did none of your research about the nigga, like where he come from, like you don't know none of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out to the people who actually do pay attention though.
Shout out to the niggas that's tapped in, and they were really tapped in because this was early. And I remember, I think the thread might have been like, if you like Isaiah Rashad, his homeboy music just as crazy. And I'm like, nigga can't be that hard, man. Like, man, nigga can't be that hard. So I listened, and I want to say Preacher Son might have been like already out, or maybe it was a single, either one. But I remember listening, I was like, this is really, really good. So I reviewed it. I think I sent it to you, and this is the biggest thing. This like gave me like, I felt like that nigga at the time. So I sent it to you. You responded. You was like, I appreciate it. And I said, bro, you mind coming to KTT and doing like a little Q&A real quick? And you was like, yeah, for sure. And I brought you over there, and niggas on some shit like, damn, this nigga brought YGtut to KTT, and I'm like, my
Yeah.
back. So I was like, really like kind of one of the first things that I did that was like, I feel like, damn, I really can like get in contact with niggas that's making music and doing stuff like that. So with that being said, I thank you, man. I appreciate you for that, man.
It's love, bro. Like, I don't know. I just see something in you, bro. Like, I don't know when you was doing your shit, bro. You was funny and shit like that, bro. So I was like, bro, like, I like this guy, bro. Like, even the bunny, bro. Like, I don't know. It do something for me. No homo. Like, but, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you a cool motherfucker.
Appreciate. I was like 16 at the time, man. So I appreciate that, man. I'm young, just trying to get it in. I appreciate that, and like I said, ever since then, been rocking with you and just been listening to you. And fast forward to today, we got the new album out, man. And once again, you don't disappoint, bro. And we was talking about it before we got on here. It's just your evolution. So before I touch on the album, I want to hear from you first. Where do you think you evolved the most at, going all the way back from Preacher Son to now?
This is a whole evolution, and I say that because I don't think a lot of people understand, like, the journey. Like, I tried to, like, speak on it a little bit, like, in the album and shit like that, but, like, this is, like, a full-on evolution to me because of, like, the road it took for me to get to In My Head. Like, if niggas know, like, the niggas that's around know, like, we was working, this how it really went. Like, in real time, it went like this. Boom, we dropped Preacher Son, right? Then, so, after that, we had, like, the Super EP that everybody heard about, right? We pulled that from Empire because, like, it didn't come out the right way or whatever. But I might put that out. That's a whole nother story. Y'all still might get that. And then we came with this whole nother album, like, called I Need Money. You know what I'm saying? I told a whole story on my Instagram about, like, how that shit went down with the engineer and stuff like that. So then, like, boom. At that point, bro, like, once I realized he wasn't finna, like, come through on that album, like, I'm in a situation with a label, like, you know, at this time, and I'm like, damn, fool, like, you just gonna stall out on my album? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, this is where shit really, like, did, like, this is a focal point where it was, like, everything changed. And then it's, like, where the evolution started. Because it made me realize, like, damn, I can't really depend on motherfuckers that I thought was solid. You know what I'm saying? I really gotta, like, you know what I'm saying, stay down and, like, make this shit happen myself. So after that, I'm stressing. Like, for, like, the next 6 months, I'm stressing, bro. Like, I'm making music, but I'm stressing, bro, because I'm like, damn, bro, I just lost a whole album that's just, like, monumental, like, crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, after that, like, time go by, and then I have a shroom trip, like, 2 years ago, like, on New Year's. Like, you know what I mean? So, I had a shroom trip, and then, like, I'm still stressing. But, like, in the shroom trip, I'm with this girl, and, like, we go get some pizza or whatever, and then, like, we come back to the crib, and then my shrooms start kicking in, and I'm like, yo, I need a minute. I'm just gonna go to the room. Like, can you just, like, give me a minute? I gotta calm down. You know what I'm saying? Because these shrooms are shrooming right now. So then I go into the room, bro, and then, like, it was, like, I really just, like, dropped down, like, it's on my knees and started praying. You know what I mean? And I'm praying because, like, I ain't like how my shit was going, like, at that time. Like, a nigga like me, I'm like, damn, bro, I really been putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to have my shit go left, like, because I'm doing everything right. You know what I mean? So, after that, bro, I just heard a voice, bro, that, like, was loud as day, and it said, trust yourself, nigga. Like, just like that. Like, nigga, trust yourself. And then, like, after that, I didn't hear nothing else. And then it, like, just blew my mind, because I'm like, oh, shit. Like, oh, nah, it was saying, trust yourself, nigga, you are God. That's exactly what I heard. And then, like, I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck do that mean, nigga? Like, I ain't God. But, like, then, like, once I thought about it, I was like, oh, he telling me that, like, God put the power in me to, like, change my situation. Like, all I got to do is trust myself, and, like, I can change my situation. All I got to do is put the work in. So then, after that, I was like, all right, I know what I need to do. I need to make another album. And then, so, like, the album that I made that came from that was in my head. And then, like, I was just able to, you know what I'm saying? It was so much shit on my chest at the time, bro. All I could do is just talk about the shit that was going on in my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when niggas listen to In My Head, I'm talking about shit like that, like, on Animal. I'm talking about shit like that, like, on, like, Big Ten or Double G or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, subtlety because I'm not trying to just like air people out, bro. But like it's like, damn, bro, like I was really hurt, nigga, and then I had to like really like put this whole shit on my back, like just because niggas didn't want to win with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that shit weird, especially when you bend over backwards to try to make sure niggas straight. Like, so I don't know. That's a long-winded ass answer, bro. But like, that's how you got in my head. So.
Nah, I think that's beautiful because it sounds like you, even from the like even from like the skits where was it is it what's the second part, ego? I think is it my
yeah,
ego?
the ego talk,
yeah,
and
ego
then
talk?
the other part is you are loved, right?
And you having a conversation, and it's interesting just to hear, you know what I'm saying, you kind of just like dig down deep because I've never did shrooms or acid before, trip off anything like that, but I do hear like it really make niggas like look inward, you know what I'm saying, like niggas really have to look in. So and that sound like kind of what happened with you because you heard that voice say you are God, nigga, you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So
man, and then it tripped me out or whatever. Look, I'm gonna tell you another story real quick.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna make it long, but like niggas, I ain't never told this story before. So boom, another similarity to that pivotal moment in my life, and like what I like to compare it to is my boy Isaiah Rashad. Now, like when we was all like going to MTSU or whatever, we was like that's the first nigga I met on campus, bro, because of Rob. Like you know what I'm saying? So like me, him, and Mikey D, like we all became like a collective, like just because we was real friends. You know what I'm saying? So like boom, fast forward one day, we up there in Nashville, and then this nigga tell us that he want to take shrooms. So I'm like, I bet, like we can take shrooms or whatever. Where we gonna take the shrooms at? And he was like, oh, we gonna go over to Dad's crib. So we go over to Dad's crib. Dad's got like all the shrooms or whatever. I think it was his roommate or some shit. But either way, we got shrooms. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, we ended up taking the shrooms, bro. And then my boy Zay, he was going through basically the same shit I went through. Like, you know, when I had my trip, like before I made in my head, that nigga was going through that shit. Then, like I'm talking about, like this nigga was sitting on the couch and he had took his shrooms and bro was basically like reflecting over his whole life. I'm watching him like reflecting over his whole life, like on some like. I guess he was feeling like a fuck up at the time, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, but like. I feel like that trip was a pivotal moment, and we talk about it sometimes. I'll be like, hey, bro, like, you remember when we was, like, in college, bro, and, like, we was tripping shrooms, bro? I feel like that was a pivotal moment for you, bro, because, like, right after that, you took the fuck off. And I mean, took the fuck off. Like, that nigga got signed to TDE right after that and, like, all that shit. And I just thought the nigga was bugging, right, because, like, I was young-minded at the time. You know what I'm saying? But it was just crazy. I just thought that was funny. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, just like we both come from the same place, and I seen it in him. I'm like, bro was onto some shit like way earlier. People don't really give him the credit for that, but bro was really onto some shit way earlier, and like that, it makes sense for him to have his, you know, the success that he done had, bro, in this shit, bro. Like the same way, I feel like he just knew. You know what I mean? He just knew some shit that other niggas at that time didn't.
So similar to you, I done listened to like old Isaiah Rashad music before TDE. And he was always fire, but I feel like once he signed, he unlocked something like a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like he got into another bag that he went in before. And I feel like similar to you, it feel like on this album you unlocked something different to where you was always fire on Preacher Son, but it's like you done opened up another door that, you feel me, you probably didn't even think was imaginable.
Like you know what I'm saying? I had some other shit was unlocked, but now like this other shit, this new shit, bro. Like
exactly.
Unfuckwittable. Like it's like just fresh, like it's some new shit. Like you can't really compare this to anything else, bro. Like it's just me. You know what I mean? It ain't like I sound like another motherfucker or some shit like that, bro. It ain't like the subject matter of these stories or like any other shit like it's borrowed. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that.
Of course, bro, I'm hyped that you can see the evolution because, nigga, I interviewed somebody a couple years ago. Nigga was rapping, I think he said for like 8 months. And I said, you know, you relatively new at rapping. I was like, so what do you see you can improve at? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you ever in the booth and you can see like, oh, maybe I could do this a little bit better? That nigga say, hey, man, I think niggas need to catch up with me. And I said, bruh, I said, hard. I said, hard. So I think that it's cool for you been rapping way longer than him. And you still at the point where you like, I know I could still grow as an artist. So I think that's cool that you could, you know what I'm saying? That's what the greats do. That's what the greats do.
I'm always like trying to learn some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like it's ever over, man. Like, especially like if you try to be the best at something, like, you know what I mean? You got to study the best, and then you like got to innovate like to a way too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you can be mentioned in the same breath as these motherfuckers. Like, I feel like a lot of niggas fuck up, right? I feel like this is where a lot of niggas fuck up at. Like, say your favorite rapper, Jay-Z or some shit like that, right? You gonna study Jay-Z to a T, and then the niggas like they get in the game, and then they do everything like Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? So, in a sense, bro, these niggas really just gonna look at you as a clone because all they can think about is who you sound like when you get on the record. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it kind of like fuck up. I ain't saying to fuck up everybody's shit, bro, because I'm sure niggas done got on like with that same, you know, like recipe, bro. But I'm just saying it's harder for you to stand out, bro, when it's already a nigga out here doing the same shit you do better than you do it, and he been doing it for longer than you been doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's so much catching up to do, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like years. Like, you'll never catch up. You might well just make your own shit. Like, make your own style.
Now
like,
you done made me think about something because I talk about this all the time. Like, this era of rap, like biting and sounding like another nigga is way more acceptable than it's ever been. Cause like I've heard like older legends talk about like if you sound like a nigga in the '90s, like nigga we would have told you was trash or whatever. But now it's a bunch of niggas who sound like the next nigga, and it's cool. Like niggas like thumbs up that. So like
that's what I hate, bro. Yeah. It's like they lowering the bar of excellence. You know what I'm saying, bro? They look like making niggas complacent with just being mediocre. Like, and that shit not cool, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stop greenlighting so many of these whack ass niggas, bro, putting them in the game, bro, because they not helping nobody, bro. They don't got shit to talk about. They ain't live nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why they here for? Like, who put them in a booth, nigga? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this, bro. I don't know how many niggas can cosplay as Lil Durk, bro. We already have a Lil Durk. I don't need 30. You know how many niggas in my city or just in general sound like Lil Durk, bro? It's like you don't want to be you don't want to be your own person. You feel me?
We already got Drake. We already got all these niggas, man. Like, it's just like, and then you got a bunch of Young Thugs and Futures and Gunners,
Playboy Cardis. Like, I mean, you got,
and it's no shade to nobody, bro. Like, it's not no shade, bro. I'm just saying this to say, like, I mean, you can get a bag from that shit still, whatever, bro. But I feel like if you in this shit to be one of the greats, bro, you gotta like actually like embody that and like come with something else other than like where everybody else is on. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I ain't saying I'm the best yet, nigga. Like, but shit, bro, I'm on my way. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, I'm gonna keep showing that, like, through the music. Like, you know what I mean? I don't even gotta really like go too deep into it. But like, I'm here for a whole nother reason. Is what I'm saying. Like, I'm here to like be innovative and like help people, bro. But like, I'm here to be a vessel as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want God to be able to use me, and like, if He got a message that He want the world to hear or some shit like that, speak through me and use me a vessel. You know what I'm saying? Like or make me a vessel, you know, to convey that message to your people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at it from all of that, bro.
Nah, that's hard. I like I said, listen to this album. There's just so much from the melodies to the lyrics to the beats that I just want to get right into it, man. I want to talk about some of my favorite songs, man. Starting off with Double G, because that's the beat that's playing in my head right now. I want to ask you before I say it, does that beat put you in the mind of any beat that you've heard before? Because when it first come on, it sounds like a classic beat. I don't know
what beat it sound like.
That even when we everything that the sun come up, it's like that free. That's like that freeway. As soon as I heard it, I was like, "Nigga, this is a freeway beat." But then it switched up. I was like, "Okay." But as soon as it come on, it put me in the mind of that beat. Fire.
Yeah, I think I could definitely see that kind of influence. But like, nah, that ain't anything that I thought about. Like, I just thought it was a 5 beat. Like, I was going through my email one day, and oh boy, they some guys from overseas actually, but like they had sent me a gang of beats, and it was like that one that they sent me, and like So Good, like that they sent me along with like a bunch of other songs. But I was like, yo, these motherfuckers fine. So I just like started rapping on them. I really did them at my crib. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, on this microphone. Nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's funny. It's funny that I seen a lot of people like that song, but that's just funny.
No, Double G is very, very hard. Like I said, one of the things that I like, one of the first things I picked up on, maybe because I've been listening to this Drake album a lot, and it's been a lot of, I like that album a lot. It's a lot of melodies on that album, so I've been in my melody bag a lot. And you were just, you was in that bag, like on New Medallion, you was catching melodies and shit. And I'm just like, this shit is so beautiful, bro. I love this. So I'm not even gonna lie, I haven't even got a chance to really break down even all the bars. You feel me? And I'm a bar nigga. I watch battle rap. That's the first thing I come to. But just the way this album sound, bro, like this is like one of them albums you could just sit and listen to and just enjoy it as just like a, I don't know, it's just like a damn, it's like a moment or whatever. It's so beautiful. It's like your voice almost, you're using it as like an instrument. You know what I'm saying? Like it blends in. So even though you are saying a lot of fire shit on here, if a nigga didn't speak English, a nigga would be like, this is, I don't know what this nigga is saying, but this shit is beautiful.
Shit
like,
sound fine.
Have you thought about that? Like, this album is just like a beautiful sounding album. Even before we get to the lyrics, just the way that you made it sound, the way the producer made it sound, it's beautiful.
Yeah, man, I definitely, that's the one thing I for sure did think about. I ain't even gonna lie. But it's I can't tell you my secrets.
Oh, man. So you have little methods, though.
You owned something, though. You owned something. Okay. It was something that you said.
Okay.
But, yeah, you owned something. You're right. Yeah.
I be knowing.
Yeah.
I be knowing. But,
that's like, you got to think about that. You got to think about melodies and stuff like that. Like, I take all that into account. And, like, it's an inspiration for that, but like I ain't trying to give him my juice.
Okay. No, you don't gotta give him the whole. You don't gotta give him the whole sauce, man. And
yeah.
I feel like what's interesting about that sound that you have, because even though, like I said, you evolved, you are like you're YGtut. So like the sound that's on Preacher Son is still on here. Like you still got that swag in you. And one thing that I noticed about you, Isaiah, Mike Da Vinci, is that you guys are your own artists, but it's like a cohesive sound between you three. Is that a Chattanooga thing, or is that just a you guys thing?
It's because we boys, man.
Okay.
Like them really my friends.
Okay.
Like I see them like on a weekly basis. Like nigga, I just seen Zay. When was the last time I seen Zay? Saturday. Nigga.
Okay.
Like it might have been Friday, but anyway, I seen this nigga and we was at the studio together. Like so, I mean, like these my friends though. Like from like high school, middle school on up. Even my manager is like one of my closest friends from middle school. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that's why we got the chemistry that we got, because we really know each other. We know what each other on too. Like if we help each other make these new flows or like these new pockets, like this new sound, like we all a part of that. Like if we all, I feel like, draw from each other or learn from each other in some way, shape, or form. Like, you know what I mean? So.
Because I feel like the common thread between y'all three is like the music. It sounds like some player shit sometimes. Like it's just some smooth, some shit you can ride to. Like it got a bounce to it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know if that was the Chattanooga rap sound or if that was just a sound that just kind of culminated between y'all.
I think we gonna take credit for that.
Okay.
Honestly, not even on the cocky shit, bro. But we didn't do anything to sound like. We don't. First of all, we don't even have a lot of Chattanooga rappers out of here, let alone rappers that made it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I remember growing up, like the rappers out of Chattanooga was like Benny the Shark, and you had like Lil Peanut, and you had damn, bro, what's my man's name? Piney Woods. Piney Woods. Yeah, like, and like you had like a couple singers like Miranda, like that was doing shit. She married to like an NFL player now or some shit like that. But like it was just like, I mean, we came with a whole freshness to our shit. I feel like we came with, I don't know, bro. We was in the studio making the beats and like like we got inspirations like from like Currency or like, like that whole little wave of shit and stuff like that. Like, I mean, that's what we grew up listening to in college. So if any influence, I would give them niggas, they flowers, for that. But even still, bro, I feel like we just made a new sound and like innovated it to like what it is now. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't really think that we got our shit from anybody. I think we just like made up our own shit, made our own rules. Like, you know what I mean?
That's hard.
Yeah.
Like I said, y'all was, I mean, you are just flowing on here from conceited. Like I said, going back to just the way that it sounds, that sugar, honey, iced tea, like that stuck in my head the first time I heard it. So even the rapping on here, from the polo sweaters, I mean, just
Yeah.
you cooking on here. You know what I'm saying? So I done talked about a couple of songs. Do you have songs off the top of your head that you keep going back to, or things that are your favorite songs at the moment from off here?
One of my albums, I love that whole album, but like I ain't even gonna lie, like one of my album favorites on this is like probably like I like So Good a lot.
So Good.
Because I know I know what I did on there. A lot of people ain't caught it yet, but like I know what I did on there. And I like Believe. I like Believe. I like I'm Ready Now. I like Medicated a lot. I don't know, man. I run the whole shit front to back, bro. It's like one of those albums where even when I listen to it, I ain't really got burnt out on it yet, so I still listen to it from time to time. But like normally when I listen to it, I catch myself listening to it from front to back.
When did you finish this?
I want to say like last year. I definitely finished recording like last year. I just don't know how long the mixing process took. Like, but I definitely finished recording last year. Like, I did this, like, I started hopping, jumping on this shit after that trip I was telling you about. Man, I was just in the mode, man. Like, it was crazy. Like, every single day, I'm going to, like, the studio, knocking out, like 4 songs in a day type shit. Like, I'm talking about in a real deal mode.
Would you say that, because I like to ask people this, like, that I feel like are creatives, because I feel like a lot of people that are really creative, they get inspired by things that's not always their art, so they're not always inspired by just music, that if you make music. And I feel like it sounded like one of your biggest inspirations was that trip you had. Were there any other inspirations from this album that wasn't music related, that put you in that zone?
Like just life. It was a lot of love, pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know that inspired that album a whole lot. And like just like trial and error. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just, you know, trying to be a better person. You know what I mean? Do right by your people. Make sure everybody's straight and stuff like that. Like, I feel like that's what inspired this project, is just like growth and, you know, just trying to be genuine as much as possible to like people. Like, as long, but like not allowing people to be in your circle that's not genuine at the same time. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, you are definitely a genuine ass nigga, and I feel like that come through with the music. Like, it's certain niggas you could listen to and be like, this nigga just seemed like a currency. Like, it's like you inspired to, like, you listen to his music, like, this seems like just a genuine ass nigga. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's him. You feel me? So listening to you, I'm like, oh, this has to be him. Like, it just sounds like it's him. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. I like that.
Like I told you, bro. Like subject matter. Like with this project, I wanted it to be different. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm really good at like concept albums and shit like that, but I wanted to open up more and like let the listener in on like what I had going on, bro, because I already knew that, like, shit, niggas was gonna be like, oh, this nigga, he been gone for like 7 years or like 5 years, whatever, and he ain't put out no music and shit. And like, so I was like, hold on, wait a minute, nigga, wait, I just want y'all to understand, nigga, this shit ain't all my fault, motherfucker. Like, I've been trying to put some shit out, I just had to let y'all know what the fuck going on, so I had to get niggas up to speed now, and now, like, we get to have some fun.
Hey, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you dropped this album. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of feedback from the people that listen to it. 2 thumbs up. Niggas is rocking with it heavy. Is there a tour coming along anytime soon?
Yeah, we definitely put the tour together right now, bro. I'm really just been trying to get a booking agent on board, you know what I'm saying? So we ain't got to fund this whole fucking tour ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Like, because this shit definitely get expensive, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So,
hey, I was about to can you educate me on that? Because, like, I've always, like, wondered, how do booking agents and tour agents work? Like, what do they do exactly?
They put you everywhere. They, like, take the pressure off of you to, like, have to go and hit up all these different venues and, like, book your own shows and shit like that. Then you get an agency, they'll do it and, like, only take, like, you know, 5 or 10% or, like, whatever. You know, they'll put you in as many venues and festivals as possible because they make money off of it and shit like that. And especially if you're doing numbers at the time, and it's lit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the reason why niggas want booking companies. I mean, like, I done did shit, like, on the independent level, like, up to this point, like, just paying for all my goddamn shows and, like, tours and stuff like that. And that shit cool, bro. But it's just, like, I don't really got time at this point in my life to, you know, be trying to figure all that shit out, bro. Like, I mean, like, I'm trying to get my guys, so, like, bro, just figure it out, and I'm gonna bust this money down and we all go eat, bro.
Hey man, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I appreciate you doing this. 'Cause I think this is the first time I ever did an interview with you. Like
I think so too, bro. But it's about fucking time, bro. Like,
what year Preacher Son dropped?
Preacher Son dropped 2015, so like we ain't dropped
7 years.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, bro. But like, it's the whole thing I told you, bro. But like, it's all good. It ain't no malice in my heart. Like, it ain't no love lost or no kind of shit like that. I just be wanting niggas to be on their shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, this is advice for anybody in this music shit, bro. Like, if somebody trying to stop your show, bro, like, and like for no fucking reason, bro, and, like, you know, like, you got to keep on pushing on to make that shit happen, bro. Because ain't nobody gonna make that shit happen for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like that was the main motivation, like, for the In My Head project. That's how y'all got that shit in the first place, because it was like a nigga happened to, like, stand down 10 toes, bro, and like, bro, we finna make this shit happen with or without you. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? So, like, once you got past that, bro, then you, like, realize, oh, bro, I got the power in myself, bro, to, like, you know, make my reality be whatever the fuck I want to, bro. I don't gotta be down just because a nigga want me to be down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta be silent just because a nigga want me to be silent. He won't give me my music, bro. I won't give my files and shit. Fuck that. I go work with somebody else, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Niggas be that grimy. Niggas be in that bag.
Bro, it's even worse than that. That's just like a tip of the iceberg, bro. My shit probably ain't nothing compared to like some of what some of these other niggas be going through. And, you know, bro, it was just a lesson for me, bro. Like, I don't even really fault him, bro. That's just me putting too much trust in the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like, I was a young nigga, bro. We been getting money for a long time, man. I can just put it to you like that, bro.
Hey, man, I'm glad to see you, you know what I'm saying, back in a good headspace. I know that probably had you messed up at the time, you know what I'm saying, waiting for stuff to happen or whatever, but...
Hell yeah, man. Imagine that, bro. Like, you don't know what the fuck going on. It's like, bro, I just spent like $20,000 on studio sessions, bro. Like, and I don't got an album, or like, you got my shit, but you won't give it to me. This is what really killed it, bro. We went down to like Atlanta to like a studio, met with an engineer, talked about the whole I Need Money album. We was like, okay, so what's up? Like, he was like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. Like, he can mix it, whatever. Like, I'll give him the files, whatever. So we like, hold on, you got your hard drive? Now, mind you, we drove all the way from Chattanooga to pick this nigga up from his house and shit like that. He's like, hey, bro, you got the music on your hard drive or whatever? He was like, nah, I forgot my hard drive, like, back in Chattanooga. So it was like, damn. So you came all the way down here and you didn't bring the hard drive with you and you knew this nigga was trying to get the files and shit? Nigga, like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell nah, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, this shit over with. We paid this nigga and like all kind of shit, bro. Like, you know, and like, I don't know. He was just feeling butthurt. I feel like because he felt like the label wasn't appreciating him. It wasn't even nothing that I personally did to the motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like that's what like threw me off even more because I'm like, damn, bro, this shit really don't make no fucking sense now because you don't know my shit just because you and your own personal feelings about some shit you agreed to. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if I say that nigga name, blurt it out. You can keep that in there. But that's what it was.
Am I keeping it in there or am I?
No, I said you can just blurt the nigga name out if I did say it.
I think you
like
did.
I
think you did. I got you. I think you did.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like, that's really what happened, though, bro. Like, and I don't really got no other choice but to, like, explain that shit, bro. Like, because, like, other shit don't make sense. Like, what, I'm supposed to just come up with a whole ass lie? So, like, oh, why you ain't drop you? Or, like, you know what I'm saying? Or tell you a whole nother ass story about how I made this album or whatever, bro. Like, oh, nigga, this is facts, nigga. This what happened. That's how If that didn't happen, you wouldn't have got this album. I guarantee you would have got I Need Money, and that shit would have been fire. But if that shit didn't happen, you wouldn't have got this shit.
Man, everything happened for a reason, man. You know.
And shout out to Jared the GOAT, bro. That's the nigga who produced the whole project, bro. Whole album, majority of it besides old boy. Shout out to Da Vinci. He produced Big Ten, which is another one of my favorites. I ain't mentioned that earlier, but like that's definitely if niggas know, man.
What's it, man? Before we get out of here, man, if you got any last words for the people out there watching, man, let it be known.
Trust yourself, nigga. You are God.
Hey, man, we're going to end it like that, man. Until everybody watching, I appreciate you guys. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters going to hate, players going to play. And y'all holla at your boy now. And we are...